Hi and welcome everyone. My name is Skyla Ramirez. Welcome to our session this morning, Yoga for Everybody. Let's get started. Let's lie down on our backs with our knees bent. Maybe grab a pillow so that you're able to provide a little bit of support to your head and neck this morning. I would slide that pillow just a little bit under the tops of the shoulder blades. That can be kind of a tender spot that would appreciate a little more support. It also helps to support the spine. From here, let's just take our hands onto the belly. And let's begin by refining the breath. This is the foundation for our entire practice, management of the life force. Closing your eyes or looking up at the ceiling, let your chin come in just a little bit. From here, as we inhale, breathing down into the lowest parts of the lungs, feeling that the belly rises. And as we exhale, we just simply relax and the belly will soften. Breathing in through the nose as much as possible, although during these colder months, it is common for us to have maybe extra drainage, allergies, mucus, things of that nature. So at any time, you're welcome to breathe in and out from the mouth. Inhaling in through the nose, exhale as if you're going to fold a mirror. As we exhale, making the breath audible, able to hear the breath, and maybe even feeling noticeably that the air is much warmer when we exhale compared to the inhale. Let's do a few more like this. Inhale into the nose. Exhale from the throat. Listening for the quality of the breath. Slowing down the exhale. Those slower exhales can help our bodies to tap into the relaxation response. And when our bodies are relaxed, chances are our bodies will be open to move with a little more ease today. Inhale in through the nose, exhale from the throat. Let's take our hands up towards the sky and maybe just make a fist and then release a few times. Let's get some of the blood and maybe any extra fluids that might be sitting on the joints. Let's get all of that moving, encouraging some healthy circulation around the arms, the chest, and the heart. Just a few more pumps with the hands. 3, 2, and 1. Now relax those hands down. Maybe let the hands rest down on the floor by the hips, palms facing down. Let's bring our feet in close. They could even be touching. And let those knees sway left and right. If we're noticing that there's a little tightness or maybe even tenderness in the back, make that movement very small. This way, our body has time to ease into a deeper stretch. Match the movement to the breath. As we twist, we exhale. This is compressing the lower lungs. Inhale, the lungs are opening, knees are neutral. Exhale, twist, gentle belly compression. Maybe look in the opposite direction of the knees so that we're encouraging a nice twist from our tailbones through the middle tummy all the way up to the crown of the head, bringing out the entire spine. At least one more to each side, taking our sweet time to loosen up the hips, the spine, the neck and shoulders and head. Coming to center, let's bring our left knee in and maybe bring both hands behind that left thigh. Keeping a healthy bend in that knee, we can point and flex our foot a few times. And just this simple gesture of moving the foot and the ankle around can begin to loosen up the kneecap and the back of the knee joint. We can always layer onto this with some circles with our foot, circling in one direction, maybe 6 to 8 times. Then reverse that circle out. From here, point the toe. Now experiment with straightening the leg. Then flex and point the foot again. Gently beginning to stretch and warm up the calves and the back of the leg just a little more. Just being very mindful and methodical in how we eventually work this warm up into the rest of the body before we stand up. Let's slowly bring that knee to a bend, and we'll lower our left foot down to the floor. Bringing our right knee in, pointing our foot, holding on either to the sides of that right thigh or behind the right knee, feeling that this is an easy or effortless support that we are providing to our legs. We'll point and flex that foot a few times, just ever so gently waking up the muscles that are over the kneecap and behind the knee joint. And then we can circle it in one direction a few times. Reversing that circle. Now, interesting, I think it's very interesting that the ankle can have so much mobility when we do these circles, and yet it's actually not a joint that is a rotation joint. It's only a flexion extension joint, but it has the illusion of being able to make a circle. Let's point our toe, then straighten the leg. And again, we'll push through the heel, flat foot, pointed toe, flat foot, pointed toe, working the warm up from the ankle to the calves, into the hamstrings, and even into the low back. Maybe circle again. And when you're ready, bend the knee, and let's set our foot down on the floor. Let's take the feet out wide, either as wide as our hips or even as wide as the mat. We can even turn the toes out a little bit. From here, palms go down to the floor again so that we're able to anchor the spine, adding in a twist on the exhale, allowing the body to simply choose twisting to left or right. Inhale to center, exhale, twist to the other side. With the knees wide, we call this windshield wiper knees. It's a wide knee twist. Let's do one more to each side. It could feel very different from the twist that we warmed up with. So at any time, feel free to make those feet a little more narrow if that's more comfortable. Let's bring it to center, keeping the feet wide. Draw the left knee in towards your armpit and bring that left hand up to hold on behind the thigh. Bring the right knee up. The knees are wide. Both hands are holding on behind the thighs. And we're pulling those knees in and down towards the armpits and shoulders. This is called happy baby pose. Sometimes we also call it the dead bug. When you're ready, bring those knees in to about the width of your hips and then lower the feet down. Let's reach the arms overhead. Big inhale. And now exhale, lower the hands. 2 more like that. Inhale, reach, stretching under the armpits, stretching the muscles over some larger lymph nodes that are around the armpits, matching the breath to the movement. Inhale up, exhale down. Pressing into our feet, let's inhale, gently tilt the pelvis and maybe lift the hips. Pushing into the feet and lifting the hips is completely optional. It does put more pressure on the back. Exhale, lower the hips and let the pelvis flatten, becoming neutral. Inhale, pelvic tilt, maybe a lift. Exhale, lower, neutral pelvis. So we're rocking the lymph nodes and rocking those energies in the hips. Inhale, tilt, option to lift. Exhale, lower, neutral spine. Let's add the movements together. Press down into the palms. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, lower, bring the arms overhead. Flowing bridge, coordinating upper and lower body. Inhale, arms down, press into the floor, press into the elbows, lift through the pelvis or hips. Exhale, down, arms overhead. Just 2 or 3 more. Inhaling, choreographing the movement with the breath. One common question we get in yoga is, does it matter when I inhale or when I exhale? Yes, it does matter. It can make a really big difference. The most important thing, though, is please keep breathing. Please don't stop breathing. Let's do just one more. Inhale, hips come up, hands press down. Exhale, relax. And let your arms relax down beside you. Let's let those knees sway a little bit again. And maybe noticing if it feels more comfortable to twist to the left or the right. Go ahead and allow the body to twist towards comfort and roll all the way over onto one side. Let's draw the knees in and maybe even curl up like a little ball. Simply lying on our sides like this resembles child's pose. Less pressure on the knees though. I like to call this the sleeping child's pose. So there's not so much pressure on the feet or the knees, but we still have this lovely rounding of the spine, and we're able to stretch the muscles over our kidneys and adrenal glands, clearing out the back of the lungs. Imagine that you feel the breath actually expanding in the low back as you inhale, up through the middle back, into the spaces under your shoulder blades and behind the heart. Exhale, relax the shoulders, the middle back, and the low back. This posture can be so beneficial for the body as it promotes the water element in our bodies during these dry winter seasons. More hydration is necessary. We want to stimulate the kidneys a little more and drink more water. One more easy breath. Breathe into the low back, through the middle back, behind the heart, and then let it go. When you're ready, let's use our top arm, placing the hand down on the floor, rolling in towards that hand so that we can assist our bodies up into an all fours position for cat and cow flow. So just a friendly reminder, cat and cow can be done from seated. It can be done from a chair. We could even stand up and move the spine. As we inhale, we're flipping our hips back and letting our navel drop towards the floor, pressing the shoulders away from our ears. We're opening the throat and looking straight ahead. Exhale, pull the navel up, tuck the tailbone under and drop the head. Inhaling, drop the belly, hinging from the waist, the hips, and the shoulders into cow. Exhale, pull the navel up, contracting the belly, tucking the tailbone, and dropping the head. Inhaling into cow, breathe in through the nose. Exhale from the throat. At least 2 or 3 more like this. Big inhale. Exhale. One more. Let's find all fours position. From all fours, feel your weight shifting into your left hand and extend the right arm forward. Let's look down at our yoga mat, keeping the neck neutral, keeping the joints and the disc and the spine safe. Lowering down that right hand, finding our breath. Inhale, reach the left hand forward. Again, looking down at our mat. Breath is easy. Relax the left hand. Let's try that one more time. Inhale, right arm forward. Exhale, hand down. Inhale, left arm forward. Exhale, hand down. Let's try that with the lower body. Feel the weight shifting over into your left knee, tucking the right toe under. Inhaling, stretching that right leg straight back. Exhale, bring the knee in. Shifting our weight over to that right knee and hip. Tuck the left toe under, looking down at our mat, neck and spine are neutral. Pressing straight back with the left foot. Inhale. Exhale, bring the knee in. Now, we have the option to coordinate the limbs with the breath, and this is a movement that is used also to help build and strengthen the nervous system. To do this, we're going to extend the right leg back. That toe is tucked under as we press straight back. And we have the option to shift our weight into the right hand, then lift the left arm. So it's opposite leg, opposite arm. This is called spinal balance. Exhale, slowly draw the limbs in. Take a moment, find the breath, and just center or balance the energies in your hands and feet. Let's tuck our left toe under, looking down at our mat, pressing straight back with that leg. Noticing if you feel like you're gonna fall over, if it feels a little wobbly, lower the leg. Let's take our weight over into the left hand, looking down at our mat, extending the right arm forward. Big breath in spinal balance. Again, if it feels wobbly, lower the limbs. If it feels really wobbly, make sure it's the opposite arm and opposite leg, left leg and right arm. Let's bring the limbs in. Doing this just a few more times. Please take your sweet time. No one ever said, I moved so slow and I moved with so much awareness that I got hurt in yoga. That's never been said. So move slow, take your time. Inhale, right leg, left arm. Exhale, bring it down. Tucking the left toe, inhale, left leg, right arm. Exhale, bring it down. One more time on each side. Right leg, left arm. Exhale in. Other side, left leg, right arm. And exhale in. When you're ready, maybe take those knees out wide. Your toes can be untucked or tucked. That is a completely personal preference for you to refine your own practice. From here, we're just going to push the hips back towards the heels, and the hips may or may not touch the feet. Your body gets to choose. We can always walk the hands out in front of the body while the hips press back behind us. Inhaling and reaching dynamically through the fingertips. Big exhale from the throat, no matter where your body is. Relax the jaw, as this is a very big back and hip stretch. We might be able to loosen the back a little more by loosening the jaw. There is an intimate neurological connection between tension in the hips and tension in the jaw. So let that breath go from your throat. Allow the body to have that big sigh of relief. One more. When your body is ready, please take your time, shift forward. Let the knees come in a little bit. From here, we can always stay on the hands, or we can come down to our elbows. I'm using a pillow today because it's just more comfortable for my elbows to have a little bit of cushioning under them. So whether you're on your hands or your elbows, bring the knees in to the width of your hips or pelvis and let those hips circle. So to circle the hips, you're going to take your weight to the right, shift forward. This is also going to work in the rotator cuff. Shift to the left, then push back. Right, shift forward, left, push back. So not only are we circling and encouraging some healthy energies to flow in the hips, we're also encouraging some healthy energetic flow in the rotator cuffs as well. When you're ready, take it back and around the other direction. I've also heard the cue for this one. Imagine there is a crayon attached to your belly button and you're trying to draw circles on the ground with your belly button. Maybe just a few more circles, starting small so that the body has plenty of time to circle out, exploring the sensations that come with different movement. Let's bring this to a still point, press back, neutral spine, puppy dog pose. Now, when your body is ready, slowly begin to come up. If you have any pillows or blankets around the mat, let's move them onto the side. When we're ready, stepping 1 foot forward, maybe using a chair or a wall for support, we tuck our back toe, stepping forward, having both of our feet open to the width of the hips or pelvis bones, keeping those knees soft. Let's walk our hands up and eventually meet in standing. Coming up nice and slow so that our blood pressure stays happy with us today. Let's take our feet to the width of the pelvis bones. If we find the natural hip width, draw those feet in just a little closer. Rolling the shoulders back a few times. Inhale, lift the shoulders up. And then exhale, take it back and down. 2 more, inhale, lift. Exhale, drop those shoulders. 1 more. Feels so good. Exhale, relax. Inhale, sweep the arms back and around. Big breath in. Exhale, bring the palms to the center of the chest. 2 more, circle sweeping the arms. Inhale, sweep and open. Maybe look up. Exhale, draw the palms down. Press to the center of the chest. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale, palm press to the center of the chest. Let's reverse that motion. Inhale, palms go up. Open up the hands just like the YMCA song. You know, the one by the Village People. Reach up and then exhale back. Palms to the chest. Inhale, reach and open. Exhale back. 1 more. Inhale, reach and back. From here, let's bring the palms together, stepping our left foot back, a very casual stride. We'll bend that right knee, finding a warrior 1 foundation. Right knee is bending in the same direction as your 2nd, 3rd, and 4th toes. The left leg is straight, right knee is bent. From here, let's inhale, reach the arms up, YMCA, big Y movement with the arms. Go ahead and bring the fingertips behind your head, bending the elbows, finding butterfly arms today. With the elbows open, armpits open. From here, we'll straighten our right leg. Inhale, lift the ribs and the heart. Exhale, bend both knees. Tuck the tailbone under and contract your belly, rounding the spine, drawing the elbows in towards each other. Inhale, straightening both legs. Standing tall, opening the elbows, stretching through the intestines, the rib, the chest, open the throat. Exhale, little bend in both knees. Pull the tailbone under, contract the body, elbows in towards each other. Inhale, both legs straight and open, fully extending the spine. Exhale, bend the knees, round through the spine, contract the belly. Inhale, open. From here, let's take the hands down to our low back, keeping both legs straight. 3 big breaths into the center of the chest, exaggerating a standing back bend with that upper spine. Big inhale. Exhale, relax. 2 more. Big exaggerated inhales, exaggerated exhales. Let's bend our right knee. Relax the hands, stepping forward, finding our body's expression of a strong mountain pose. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Let's find a little symmetry between our sequences. Shifting forward and back. Maybe lifting the heels just a tiny bit. Webbing out the toes. Engage the buttocks muscles. Press the hips forward. Pull up and out of the ribs and open the throat, allowing your ribs and chest to protrude out. Reach out of the armpits, big inhale. And now exhale, drop those heels and relax. Let's bring the hands together at our heart, stepping our right foot back a short stride, keeping a healthy bend in that left knee. Arms coming up into that YMCA movement, big Y movement. Holding it here just for a few easy breaths. Big inhale. Exhale, let's let the fingertips come down behind the head, keeping the chest open, straightening our left leg. Big inhale into the center chest, exaggerating an upper back bend. As we exhale, we're bending both knees, contracting the belly, and pulling the elbows in. It really feels a lot like cat pose. Inhale, both legs straight, elbows open. Exhale, both knees bent, belly contraction, elbows coming in. Inhale, open. Exhale, contract. 2 or 3 more. Inhale, open. Option to close the eyes. Once the movement feels familiar in the body, closing the eyes, and we might be able to tune more so into some unique sensations that the body reveals with every contraction and extension. Just 1 more. Both legs straight, open. Exhale, contract. From here, coming up, both legs straight. Let's release the hands to our low back. And those hands at the low back could be positioned in a variety of ways. It could be the knuckles by your low back, palms open. You could try palms flat. You could also experiment with lacing the fingers together, maybe even working on straightening the arms. Anything goes here. The main thing is to focus on breathing into the center of the chest. 3 big expanding breaths. Inhale into the center of the chest. Big exhale. 2 more. Breathe in. Big exhale. Last one. Let's bend our left knee, relax the hands, and step forward, feet at the width of the pelvis bones, finding a little symmetry. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead, extended mountain pose, shifting forward and back, maybe even closing the eyes as we shift, This movement all on its own is helping to build balance in the body, balance and stability as we rock forward and back, eventually spreading those toes out, rocking forward. Lift the heels just enough to swipe a credit card under the feet. Push the pelvis forward, lift the ribs, and lift the chin, looking up. Exaggerate the inhale again. Big inhale and reach. Exhale, drop the heels and relax the hands. Let's step out wide on our mat, starting with both of our toes facing the long edge of our mat. Let's take just our right foot, lifting the toes. We'll pivot at the heel and turn that right toe out. So the right toe is going to face either the front or back of your mat. It'll face the short edge of your mat. Left toe is facing a long edge. Let's bend our right knee, keeping the shoulders lined up directly over the hips. Knee is stacked in a straight line with our ankle. Let's reach the arms out at shoulder height and look over the right fingertips. Finding a strong warrior two pose today. Notice any impulse to look away and maybe begin to notice that there is a gap, a space that we make between awareness of the impulse and in that space, the awareness of the option to either sustain the gaze or look away. So ultimately, we're trying to create more impulse control. Just a few more easy breaths. Again, noticing when there is an impulse to look away. And of course, we can blink. Let's turn the right palm up. Let the right hand rest just along that left leg or hip. Reaching straight up with the right hand. Keep bending that right knee. Feeling as if the right ribs pull up and away from your hip joint. Looking up at that extended right arm. This is a very traditional expression of reverse warrior. However, it can be very strenuous on the neck. We can always position the head neutral with the sternum and heart, or turn the head back over the left shoulder. Imagine that the breath moves mostly into the upper right lung. On every inhale, feeling as if you have 100 helium balloons pulling you up towards the sky. One more big inhale. Exhale, let's lower that right arm, placing the right hand on the right thigh. Taking our left arm out, let's take that left arm down, swiping past the inside of our right knee, and then open to circle your arm. Making a few more big circles with that left hand. Inhale, open. Exhale down, allowing the trunk of the body to gently rotate and follow the rotation of the shoulder and arm. One more, big inhale. Exhale, let's let the left hand rest at the low back. We'll straighten that right leg, keeping a gentle bend in each knee. So the legs are straight, but they're not locked out. There's a little bit of a give in that knee joint. From here, as we inhale, let's pull the left shoulder back, press the right shoulder forward, creating an even deeper twist through your waist. Turn the head to look up over the left shoulder. Maybe hold it there just for a moment. This is moving against gravity, so it could be the most strenuous on the neck. We can always reposition the head in alignment with the heart, or look over to your right foot. Once we have the head In a neutral position for our comfort, let's try extending that left arm away from our back, out the shoulder joint. Maybe even reach it straight up to the sky, holding on to those helium balloons. As we inhale, lift up and out of that armpit. You might even feel your rib cage shift a little bit. Big inhale into the upper left lung. Exhale, lower the left hand to the hip or waist. Let's bend our right knee and then safely push off that right leg. Inhale, arms out, warrior two foundation. Looking over the right fingertips. Option to close the eyes, getting to know the yoga practice, getting to know our own bodies in our practice based on the sensations that are revealed in each movement. Letting go of trying to look a certain way or to perform a certain way. Let's lower our hands down. Gently pivot on that right heel, turning the right toe forward. Both toes are facing the long edge of our mat. Let's lift our left toes and turn that left foot out. Bending the left knee. Finding our sequence on the other side of the body. We're opening the arms out to shoulder height for our warrior two foundation. Gazing over the left fingertips to work on making that space between the awareness of a sensation and the action based on those sensations. Closing the eyes, blinking at any time, just simply maintaining a steadiness in the gaze, whether the eyes are open or we could have the eyes closed, seeing through the mind's eye. Find the breath. Maybe as we exhale, imagine that you're sending that breath out over the left hand. One more breath here. Continue to bend that left knee, seeing that the left knee bends in the direction as our second, third, and fourth toes. Let's turn our left hand up. Right hand relaxes down along the right hip and leg, reaching straight up to the sky without moving that left leg. Maybe check in. It's natural for the body to maybe start to straighten, especially if there's tightness on the left side of the body over the intestines. Let's bend that left knee and then reach straight up with that left arm, resisting the urge to lean back into the pose, instead reaching straight up to the sky, holding on to your dozens of helium balloons, hundreds of helium balloons, looking up in alignment with the heart or back over the right shoulder. Big breath into the upper left lung. Exhale, big sigh of relief. Using those inhalations to enhance the length in the spine. Reach at the top of the breath and then relax. Just one more big breath. Exhale, lower the left hand to the left thigh. Let's lean into that a little bit. Keeping a healthy bend in that left knee, releasing that right hand. We're taking it down in front of the body for some big clockwise circles. Inhale, open, allowing the trunk of the body to move with ease, opening up on the inhale, down with the exhale. Allowing the breath to dictate the movement. Flowing yoga is really a lot like a beautiful choreographed dance. So in dance, you move to the rhythm of a musical instrument. And in this style of yoga, we follow the rhythm of every inhale and exhale. Big inhale, open. Exhale, let the right knuckles rest by the low back. Keeping our left hand on the left thigh, no pressure on the kneecap. Let's straighten our left leg. Check in so that there is that little bit of space in the joint. This way, we're not locking out the joint, we're preventing injury, and we're keeping healthy circulation there as well. Let's draw the right shoulder back, creating a little more twist at the waist. You can press the left shoulder forward. Then we'll extend that right arm straight out of that right shoulder joint. Thumb is facing up. Maybe lift the hand up. Inhale, reach up, feeling as if we're pulled towards the sky. So we're able to pull up and out of the rib cage, opening up the spine. Looking up, straight ahead or down. Establish comfort in the pose. And now find the breath. Move the breath into the upper right lung. Just one more, big inhale. Exhale, let's lower that right hand to the waist or hip. Bend the left knee, that left hand pushes off the left thigh. We can turn both toes to the long edge of our mat. From here, inhale, pull the elbows back and pull up the ribs, standing back bend with your straddle. Big inhale. Exhale, relax. Let's gently release the arms and walk the feet in. Kick off the legs. Moving into our standing balancing pose. Flamingo posture. For flamingo, we start by rolling those shoulders up, open, back and down. Palms are open. These are going to be your flamingo wings, your flamingo feathers. From here, as we inhale, go out the chest. Let your weight shift into the right foot and just lift the left heel to begin. Give the body a breath or two to adapt to this weight bearing on one leg. We could always hold it right here or start to bend the knee a little more and maybe push back with that left foot, opening up that left hip, allowing the ribs and the chest to protrude out and opening the throat. Find a mighty breath in your chest, the expanding breath. Inhale, open. One more. When you're ready, slowly, let's step both feet down onto the floor. Give the body a minute to just reset. Let's feel fully supported in our feet before we switch sides. It all begins with the breath. Let's roll those shoulders back and down, palms open, big inhale. Exhale, shift the weight into the left foot. Let's lift our right heel. And when you're ready, maybe slide that foot back, bending the knee, keeping our standing knee and leg soft as well. Inhale, expanding breath. Breathe to the center of the chest. Imagine you're like a bird on a perch, ready to take flight. But actually, flamingos don't fly, right? Inhale. Exaggerate those exhales. If we want a really good inhale, we need to have a big exhale. So really let it all go. Make space for that big inhale. Last one. When you're ready, both feet down, hands and feet relaxed. Go ahead and shake everything off. As we are getting ready to come down to the floor for some final deep stretching and some meditation, maybe go ahead and grab a little bit of water. To safely make our way down to the floor, keeping blood pressure happy. Let's find a comfortable width on the feet. Push the hips back, hands to the thighs to begin. Walking our hands down past the knees, no pressure on the knee joint. Taking one foot back and bending both knees. Taking our other foot back, let's swing our feet to one side, then sit the hips back. Let's extend our legs out in front of the body into a seated stack position. I'm adding in a pillow under my hips. You're welcome to add in a blanket, a pillow, bolster, even a yoga block can be very helpful in this pose. The purpose of elevating the hips is to encourage a more neutral angle in the low back. And with that more neutral angle, usually there's less pressure, less risk of injury in the hips, pelvis, and low back. From here, let's make sure we keep a little bit of a bend or a little bit of space between the knees and our yoga mat. When we elevate the hips, this does unfortunately increase the risk of locking out the knee joints. It's an anatomical and gravity thing. So as soon as we lift the hips, bend the knees, maybe dig into the heels a little bit and exaggerate a knee bend, whether you need it or not. Let's sit nice and tall and pull those toes towards your body so that you're pushing through the heels. Lengthening through the crown of the head. As we inhale, we'll sweep the arms up and overhead, holding a strong seated stack expression, working on strengthening the spine while we are weight bearing into the hips and pelvis. Lower the chin enough so that an egg could roll off your head and close the eyes. Now on the count of 3, we all are going to act surprised. This is to activate some of the muscles in your deep in your spine and ribs. Exhale all the way. 1, 2, 3, surprise. Nice lift, reach, and now exhale, swan dive. Place the hands on the sides of the thighs, maybe under the thighs. Allow the upper back to round, creating a soft C shape with your spine. Shake the head, yes. Turn the head left and right. Come to a still point, breathe into the low back. To safely come up, let's place our hands on the tops of our thighs, pushing into the legs to slowly support a lift in your belly and middle back. Last of all, lifting through the head and the neck. Let's bend our right knee, keeping that left leg straight, and we might stay on our perch or sit flat on the ground. Let's take our left hand, reach it up tall, and on the exhale, twist towards the right, placing the left hand on the right shin or on top of your right knee. Let's take our right hand up, twisting towards the right, circle that arm behind you, and maybe place the hand behind your spine and look over the right shoulder. Check in with the left leg. Let's see that we're still pushing through the heel. The foot is active. When you're ready, slowly push off that right hand. Let's gently come out of that twist, finding neutral and switching legs. Right leg extension, left knee bend, inhaling right arm up. Opposite arm, opposite leg. This is a bilateral movement, building up a healthy nervous system, healthy coordination. Let's twist to the left. Right hand to the shin or the kneecap. Inhaling, left hand up, hold on to your helium balloons, reach. Exhale, twist it around, leaning back into the left hand, looking over the left shoulder. Keeping the right leg active. Little bend in the knee, pull those toes in, flat foot. Observing just a few moments of silence with the breath. Pushing off of that left hand, let's align the spine and come to neutral. Bending both knees. If we're sitting on a pillow or a blanket, we may just want to gently come up off that perch, letting the knees sway a little bit left and right. Let's take our time to roll over to one side. As we are in the final minutes of our class today, just go ahead and decide if there's any movements that your body wants. Tune into the breath. Notice if your body is desiring any other stretches or any other movement. Maybe your body knows it's time to just roll over to your belly or your back and grab your blanket. Closing today with a simple visual meditation, focusing on the breath. Of course, at any time we could come up to seated, especially if you know that maybe your body is prone to falling asleep, but you have other things to do today. You could always sit up for this final simple meditation. Maybe we just try closing the eyes for a little while and seeing through the mind's eye. Begin to see the air all around you like this beautiful silvery blue light. Every inhale we breathe in, we absorb this lovely blue light. If you're not seeing the color, that's okay. That may come in time. Otherwise, sense the presence of this silvery blue light. As you inhale, it's expansive. It's cool and light, calming. As we exhale, simply relaxing the whole body and maybe seeing red or gold, sensing a warm and heavy energy leaving your body. Every inhale, blue light, expansion, lightness. Every exhale, red or gold light, heavy, contracted energy. Neither is better than the other. These are the yin and the yang. These are the completely opposing or opposite energies that ever so gracefully come together to create balance in us. Every inhale, every exhale, encouraging balance. As we continue to breathe easy, maybe noticing a pause just after the exhale, making just this bit of space after the exhale, and in that space, embracing complete stillness. If you know that you're able to maybe rest here a little longer, please stay where you are. For those of us who have carved out this 1 hour for practice today, please just breathe in with a little more effort, using the breath to ever so gently awaken the body, awaken the mind. Maybe wiggle your fingers and toes, maybe just lift your eyebrows or smile. To keep our back and spine safe as we transition, let's bend our knees first and let the knees sway just a little bit, eventually roll over onto one side and stay there for at least a couple breaths. From side lying, we'll gently push up and come into an easy seated position. Sitting nice and tall, let's inhale, scoop up your breath, reach to the sky, and then exhale, press the palms together, pressing into the center of the chest. Let's try 2 more like that. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, palms down. Last one, inhale. Thumbs to the chest. Closing with our traditional seal of physical reverence. Namaste, everyone. Go enjoy your beautiful day, and until next time, please keep breathing.